Hi boys and girls, today we're going to talk about subtracting with regrouping. Now, before we actually get into the subtracting part of the problem, we have to look at the problem and we kind of have to dissect the numbers, okay? I want you to look at these two numbers here. We have 432 minus 174. Now, both are three-digit numbers, okay? But their bigger number always goes on top when we subtract. Okay, when you get a little older, the bigger number might be on the bottom. For third grade, our bigger number is on the top. The 4 in the hundredth place is bigger than a 1 in the 100th place. 432 is bigger, this number's on top. Now, what does that actually mean? When we break apart the number 432, okay, and I don't have base 10 blocks to show you with, but I can draw them for you. What this actually means, okay, a 2 in the ones place means that we have 2 single base blocks. The 2 stands for 2. 3 in the tens place does not stand for the number 3. It means 3 groups of 10. So we have 1 group of 10, 2 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10. Okay, the 3 actually means 30. 3 groups of 10. 10, 20, 30. Now our 4 in the hundreds place, and it's going to be kind of hard to draw on here, but the 4 in the 100s place means 4 groups of 100. So we're going to pretend this is a group of 100. Now it looks very small compared to our tens, but just pretend this is 100, this is 100, this is 100, and this is 100. We have 4 of them. Okay, now, when we go to subtract, the bottom number is bigger than the top here, which is strange. And a lot of times when you guys see this, when you guys see this, you want to go, okay, well, I'll just subtract 4 minus 2 and work my way up. You can't do that, okay? So our 2, we can't have 2 and take 4 away. So what we have to do is we have to go next door and borrow from the 3. Now the 2 is allowed to do that because the 3 and the 2 are part of the same number, 432. All right? When the 2 goes next door to borrow, you're actually taking 1 group of 10 away and bringing it over. Okay? Yesterday I talked to my class about how you have the number 2, it's no longer 2, you put a 1 in front. That's where the 1 comes from. You're bringing over a group of 10, 1 group of 10, or you're adding 10 plus 1, 2 to make the number 12. So now instead of 2, you have 12. You always have to remember to cross this number out though and make it a smaller number. Now instead of the 3 groups of 10, we only have 2 groups of 10. So I'm going to make this a 2. Normally on my paper I would make it bigger. All right. So now we can subtract the ones at least. 12, which is our new number, minus 4 is now 8. We could do that. Oops. All right, now we have a 2 in the tens, 2 groups of 10, minus 7. Can we do that? We can. All right, so we have to go next door and borrow. We're going to borrow a group of 100. This is where it gets a little tricky. So we're going to borrow our group of 100. So instead of 2 groups of 10s, this group of 100, let me draw it over here. Now instead of 1 group of 100, we have 10 groups of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 groups of 10 plus the 2 groups of 10, and 10 plus 2 groups is 12. So now we have 12 groups of 10 in our tens place. And we can subtract 12 minus 7, which is 5. Last but not least, okay, now I forgot to do something. When you borrow, you have to make sure you cross out that number and you write 1 less. Because we do not have 4 groups of 100 now. We only have 1, 2, 3 groups of 100. So now we're going to subtract our hundreds. And we can do 3 minus 1, easy peasy, right? The bigger number's on top, and 3 minus 1 is 2. 2. Okay? Hope that helped.